My child, stop everything. Yes, everything. Because what you're about to hear has eternal fingerprints on it. This is not just a message. It's a divine interruption. I have orchestrated this very moment, aligning the stars and silencing the noise of the world, to deliver something I have been waiting eons to release into your life. Music, something time-sensitive, heaven-sent, and personally signed by me. You didn't stumble here by accident or by the workings of an algorithm. I summoned you, and I will not let you walk away from this encounter untouched. So lean in, music, listen closely, and do not click away. Not halfway, not even near the end. Because every second of this transmission is saturated with strategy. Every word soaked in my spirit. Miss a moment, and you could miss the confirmation your soul has been crying out for in the midnight hours. Stay until the last breath of this message. Because somewhere between my whisper and my roar, I'm going to shift your life forever. And when I do, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that it was me, my child. I pause eternity just to bring you this moment. This isn't random. This is your divine appointment. My beloved, quiet your racing thoughts and still your anxious heart. This is not just another scroll on a screen, another fleeting word floating in a sea of digital noise. This is holy ground. I halted movements in realms unseen just to gather your attention right now. Can you feel it? The atmosphere shifted the moment your eyes landed here, not because of pixels or paper, but because I am here, summoning your spirit to attention. I pause the ticking of the cosmic clock to meet you in this breath. I commanded angelic hosts to hold their assignments, because what I am about to pour into your soul cannot be delayed, diluted, or distracted. You have been moving through your days wondering if you're just floating unnoticed, forgotten in the chaos of life, invisible to the heavens. But child, nothing, absolutely nothing, escapes my notice. You are not just drifting like a leaf in the wind. You are being drawn by my orchestration, my divine design, my relentless love. What feels like a fleeting moment for you is a culmination of heavenly alignment that has been in the works since before you were born. And now you are standing in the sacred second I have been preparing before time began. I did not wait for you to be perfect to bring this word. I waited for you to be ready. And now you are, even if you don't feel it, even if your body is tired and your soul feels stretched to its breaking point. I, the Lord your God, have declared this your divine appointment. You didn't arrive here by curiosity. You were led here by covenant. You see, while the earth spun and calendars changed and disappointments mounted like dust on a shelf, I was planning a meeting with you that would carry the weight of 1,000 prayers. This message is not random chaos. It is royal decree. It is fresh from the throne room. Music, I have stepped into your moment, not merely to intervene, but to encounter you face to face. My child, do you understand the depth of what I'm saying? I rearrange the invisible to speak the unshakable into your very real, very messy situation. The same voice that spoke stars into the velvety sky is now bending close to whisper into the weary canyons of your soul. There is no coincidence here. You are not overlooked. You are chosen again and again and again. And I will keep choosing you even when you struggle to choose yourself. I will speak until your heart believes what your mind tries to doubt. I will show up in sacred disguise, through the message you almost scrolled past, through a line you almost skipped, through the whisper that pulled you right back to the screen. Music, because I am not far. I am near. I am closer than the air in your lungs. And this moment, this breath, is heaven's reply to your silent ache. This is your divine appointment. Appointed not by men, not by chance, not by luck, but by me. So lean in, child. Let your walls down. Let your defenses rest. You've been fighting so long. Put down your sword for a moment, for what I release next will not only shift your season. It will awaken the part of you that's been quietly waiting to believe again. You've been feeling forgotten, but heaven has been holding its breath, waiting for this exact second to release what I've stored for you. Oh, my beloved child, the ache in your heart has not been ignored, not even once. I have seen the quiet heaviness you carry, the kind that hides behind practiced smiles and daily routines, the mask you wear for the world. I watched you kneel in secret, not always with eloquent words, but with weary sighs and silent stares into the ceiling, wondering, God, do you still see me? Are you still there? Yes, and not only do I see you, I feel every vibration of your soul's longing. But what you need to understand now, what I could not reveal until this very moment, is that you were never overlooked. You were being overshadowed. You were covered, guarded, hidden by my hand. You felt forgotten, but you were actually in formation, while the world rushed forward, celebrating noise and chasing stages and applause. I was tucking you away in the folds of my cloak, refining you like a rare jewel in the dark. And heaven, yes, all of heaven, has been holding its breath, waiting for this very second to unfold what I prepare for you. I've had angels on standby, time on pause, and blessings on the edge of release, trembling to be poured out, not because you weren't worthy, but because the weight of what I am releasing required precision. Your heart had to be ready to receive the sacred without being crushed by the glory of it. Do you hear me, child? Heaven had been holding its breath. The very halls that echo with praise and purpose have been silenced in anticipation for your moment of unveiling. I delayed delivery not out of negligence, but out of necessity. The goodness I have for you is so tailored, so precise, so powerfully potent that if released even a day too soon, it would have felt foreign to your spirit. It would have broken you instead of blessing you. But now you are on the other side of the delay. Now your soil is furrowed with faith watered by your tears. Now the heavens lean low and the angels who once waited now move swiftly at my word. What I've stored for you is not a drop. It's a deluge, not a flicker, but a floodlight. And this moment, this divine interruption, is the exact second the seal breaks. I made no mistake in the waiting. You called it delay, but I called it divine design. I needed to stretch your soul wide enough to carry what smaller hearts would have mishandled. You were being prepared for glory. And now glory is coming with momentum. No more halts. What is being released over your life, even now, even as you read these words, is not partial. It is full, pressed down, shaken together, running over. You don't need to grasp for it. It is being poured. And here's what will silence every lingering lie the enemy tried to tattoo on your thoughts. The blessing I release now will be so unique, so unmistakably mine, that no one, not your doubters, not your enemies, not even your own skepticism, will be able to deny it came from me. The timing, the placement, the way it clicks into the crevices of your story like a missing puzzle piece. There will be a divine signature written across your timeline. It will touch the tears you cried in hidden rooms. It will redeem the days you labeled as wasted. It will answer prayers you forgot you prayed 10 years ago. And just when you start to wonder if you imagined this whole thing, manifestation will meet you in mundane moments like surprise rain falling on dry land. I don't just promise on paper. I deliver with power. Your name has been mentioned in heavenly meetings. Your case has been reviewed with tender justice. And now I declare it is time. You were never forgotten. You were simply being preserved music for a moment such as this. You walked through the fog, blindly trusting. Now behold the favor. Heaven's exhale begins now, and it rushes into your life like wind on fire. You're not late, and you haven't missed it. You've simply arrived at the threshold of perfect timing. Child, listen to the Ancient of Days. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who exists outside the borders of time. I don't measure progress the way the world does. I don't track by milestones and human metrics. I work by miracles and moments. And I need you to hear me now, clearer than ever before. You are not behind. You are not playing catch-up. You are not disqualified by detours or benched because of your brokenness. No, beloved, you have arrived right on time. You are standing on the holy edge of a divine threshold, and every footstep behind you was not a mistake. Even your delays were doorways. Even your pauses were prophetic. I used every zigzag, every slowdown, every not yet to position you exactly here, right now. This is not the end of the road. It is the entrance into release. While you were counting the hours in agony, I was weaving eternity into every breath. You thought you were late, but you were landing. You see, child, destiny does not work on man-made clocks. My plans don't crumble because the calendar flipped or the year ended. I am the God of divine reversals, sudden redirections, music, and holy acceleration. What took others years of striving, I can do in mere moments of favor. And I'm telling you now, this moment holds a weight of what you waited for. Yes, the tension you feel is not failure. It's birth. You are crawling with calling, and what you once thought passed you by is circling back with greater power. I've held your breakthrough in the palm of my hand, protecting it like a pearl inside a rough shell. Not from you, but for you. Not because you were late, but because I needed the exact alignment of heart, history, and hunger. And now it's here. The convergence, the divine crossing, the space where your obedience collides with my omnipotence. You are not too old. You are not too behind. You are not too broken. You are right where I want you, at the edge of eruption. The promise is not postponed. It is prepared. The table is not being set. It is ready. And you, my beloved, are seated in the center. Let go of the guilt. Lay down the timeline you created in your mind. Tear up the false deadlines that were never written by my hand. What I do next will not be squeezed into schedules. You will be written into eternity. People may have counted you out. Even you have questioned yourself, looking in the mirror with doubt. But I never doubted my decision when I chose you. The pain didn't disqualify you. It shaped you. The detours didn't derail you. They deepened you. And now that depth is what qualifies you to carry the weight of what's coming. This timing is not accidental. It is astonishing. And when the pieces start aligning, when the doors swing open without explanation, when the favor finds you even in forgotten places, you will remember this message. You were not late. You were being launched. Heaven kept pace with your becoming. And now the spotlight shifts, not for your fame, but for my fulfillment through you. This is the hour of holy arrival. Welcome to it. I saw the prayers you whispered when your voice trembled. I counted every word as precious gold. And now the answers are in motion. My beloved, draw closer now, because what I'm about to tell you is going to touch a place in your soul that no one else has dared to enter. I have seen you, not just your outward motions, not just your good intentions, but the hidden cries, the exhausted whispers, the trembling prayers that slipped through your lips in the quiet corners of your room when the lights were out, the ones you spoke into the silence, wondering if they would dissolve into the air like smoke, the ones no one applauded, no one echoed, no one noticed, except me, and I didn't just hear them. I held them like fragile treasures. I cupped each one in my hands and tucked them into the folds of eternity. You thought your voice was too weak to reach me, but the truth is, your whisper was a roar in heaven. They pierced the veil. They shifted atmospheres. While others shouted in public for show, you whispered music in pain for truth. And that whisper, child, that trembling, tear-laced whisper carried more weight in my throne room than 1,000 loud declarations from the proud. Do you understand what I mean when I say every word mattered? Even the broken sentences. Even the prayers that ended with sobs instead of amen. Even the questions you asked not with your mouth, but with your aching heart. God, are you there? Do you see me? Do you care? Yes, yes, and yes. I not only saw your faith, I was moved by it. It wasn't your strength that caught my attention. It was your surrender, your willingness to come before me with nothing but trust in your trembling voice. And now, child, the answers you thought were delayed are in motion. The delay was never denial. It was divine alignment. The answers were never absent. They were being assembled with such detail, such precision, that even the enemy could not intercept them. You may have thought heaven was quiet, but behind the veil of silence, I was orchestrating the miraculous. A movement was never missing. It was just maturing. And now, hear me clearly. The answers are not only coming, they are already moving. They are flowing toward you like a river breaking through a dam that held for far too long. The angels have been dispatched. The instructions have been activated. The yes you've longed for is unfolding, not as a single solution, but as a stream of supernatural outcomes you never dared to imagine. Some answers will come softly, wrapped in conversations and unexpected favor from strangers. Others will thunder into your life with unmistakable clarity. But they are coming because I never let one sacred whisper go unnoticed. I bottled every tear and recorded every syllable. And now I'm responding not with a whisper, but with a wave of resolution, a wave of restoration, a wave of recompense. This is not random movement. This is holy momentum. So lift your eyes again. Don't rehearse the delay. Rejoice in the delivery. What you prayed in weakness, I'm answering in power. What you asked in the dark, I'm revealing in the light. What you whisper with hesitation, I'm proclaiming with boldness. You didn't pray in vain. You didn't hope in vain. You didn't music cry in vain. And now even the ground beneath your feet will begin to testify that the answers are no longer distant dreams. They are divine realities carried by the breath of my promise. Your surrender was never ignored. It became the soil where I planted a miracle too great for you to imagine. Let me tell you something now that will make your spirit exhale the weight it's carried far too long. I saw your surrender and it shook heaven, not because it was perfect, far from it, but because it was pure. You didn't surrender when it was easy. You didn't yield when it felt rewarding. You surrendered in the storm. You bowed your heart when your world felt broken. You laid it all down, your plans, your hopes, your expectations, not knowing what will come next. That kind of surrender, child, doesn't go unnoticed. It's the kind that becomes sacred soil, the kind that turns ordinary places into holy ground. While others held on to control with white-knuckle grip, you let go. While others grasped at comfort, you chose consecration. And in that soil, that beautiful, broken soil of your surrender, I planted something the earth has never seen before. A miracle made specifically for you. You thought surrender meant loss. But with me, surrender is always a setup for supernatural surprises. I never ask you to lay something down without having something greater prepared to place in your hands. But I couldn't show you the harvest until you were willing to release the seed. And you did. You released a relationship that wasn't meant to stay. You released a plan that didn't carry my presence. You released your need to understand everything. And with every act of letting go, you made space for me to move. You made space for me to plant what could not grow in control. The miracle I'm releasing now didn't sprout from your performance or your perfection. It sprouted from your posture. The posture of your heart that bent low before me when no one was watching. And now the seed of your surrender is bearing fruit too large for branches you expected. It's bigger. It's bolder. It's beyond what you imagined because it was born in holy soil. Understand this. I wasn't ignoring your surrender. I was honoring it. Quietly, intentionally. I watered it with my word. I protected it with my hand. And now that miracle is not in the distance. It's rising. Yes, even now the evidence of what I planted is beginning to break the surface of your life. Doors are shifting. Favors forming. People are remembering your name for reasons they can't explain. And none of it will make sense to those who didn't see your surrender. But I saw it. I saw you give up what others held on to. I saw you trust me without proof. I saw you weep in worship, even when the weight of waiting pressed down on your chest like a heavy stone. And I am telling you, not one tear was wasted, not one sacrifice foregone. The soil of surrender is never barren. It is always fertile. So brace yourself, beloved, because the miracle is not abstract. It's actual. It's not theory. It's tangible. It won't arrive with a whisper. It will erupt like a trumpet blast across every dry place you thought was dead. And when people ask, how did this happen? You'll point back to the moment of surrender, not with pride, but with awe, because the same hands that planted that miracle in secret are now revealing it in power. You thought you were just surviving, but I was sowing something eternal through you. And now that eternal thing has come full circle, and the fruit of it will feed generations.